Hello and welcome to episode 23. Why do I have to think about it every time? Of the Beks podcast. My name is Beks and I'm coming to you from Bristol, where I live with my partner Paul and our Norwegian forest cat Mufasa. I am very aware that I'm wearing exactly the same outfit as I started off in last week. It seems it's my Friday outfit. I normally do this first thing on a Friday morning, but it's actually 4:10 because I've had a bit of a busy day today, so I look a bit dishevelled. I feel like I look a bit tired, but never mind. I've had a lovely day today. I actually went and met up. Sorry, I'm moving this camera around, it's terrible. I went and met up with two of my closest friends, one of whom has had a baby 3 weeks ago. So I got to meet her for the first time and I had loads of baby cuddles. And she was wrapped in one of my blankets, which was very lovely indeed. And yeah, we had brunch, we had endless cups of coffee and it was really nice. So felt like me for a little bit. Apologies for last week being very short. I think that was partially because I was working on some secret stuff. And partially because I felt really rubbish at the beginning of this week. I had 3 really rough days, so I didn't really film much. But I'm feeling much brighter now. It's mainly sleep related because the pain's sort of always there and I can handle that. But when the sleep's not good, I don't handle the pain so well. So got loads going on. I'm going to show you the first pair of Schitt's Creek socks, which are finished and out to test knitters. The first ones are based on Moira, so I will show you those first. Then I've started working on the next pair, which are based on Johnny Rose, so I will also share that whip with you. Not got many finished things this week, but I've got quite a few whips to share with you. I thought I might share some of my houseplants with you this week because I've been putting a lot of effort into looking after them and kind of nursing some of the ones that aren't doing quite so well. So I think it's me subliminally healing my plants because I need this surgery. So yeah, I thought I might take you on a little tour of those at some point. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be other things to show you along the way. So I hope you've all had a good week and I will see you in the next few days. Happy Saturday. I thought I would come and show you my finished objects for this week. So I finished this little pair of Liberty Lace ankle socks. I've actually made these for a present, but I think I'm going to have to make myself some of sort of this kind of ankle length. Normally I start about here for shorties, but I really like these. So this yarn was a one of a kind from Tracy at Somerset Yarns, and I think it looks beautiful in this pattern. And this is my Liberty Lace pattern. Oh, excuse me, so sorry. I love knitting this pattern. It is, honestly, I can't stress how much it is so much easier than it looks. It's a really enjoyable pattern to knit, so I really enjoyed those and they flew off my needles. And then I am going to show you the first sock in my Schitt's Creek collection. Sorry, they look big on the blockers. I've decided, because I'm banning myself now, the only socks I'm allowed to make for myself are my Rainbow Chronicles and my Friends stripy socks, because I've got too many. So I'm going to make this collection for Paul's sister for her birthday, because she was the one who really got me into Schitt's Creek. So these are based on Moira Rose, who I just love. She's just such a funny character. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. So obviously Moira is very flamboyant. She wears clothes that make a huge statement. So this sock has quite a large, loud and proud lace pattern down the front. I love this this detail down the middle. And then on the back I designed this pattern, and I'll pop a picture in to show my inspiration. This is sort of based on the big statement necklaces that Moira wears. Oh, there's a hair on it. So I really like that. I'm really pleased with that. Yes, so these socks, I've kind of agonised over a name for them for quite a while, but I think I've settled on the Sunrise Bebe socks. So obviously she was famous for being an actress in a soap called Sunrise Bay, and obviously whenever she says the word baby, she always says baby, which I just love. It's so funny. So yeah, the Sunrise Bebe socks. Very pleased with those. So these are with my lovely test knitters at the moment. And I am aiming to launch these on Sunday the 30th of May. So yeah, keep an eye out for these. Really happy with those. I really like the detail of the black cast on. Really chuffed with that. And you'd think that knitting with undyed yarn might be a bit boring, but actually the lace makes it really interesting. And actually then it makes it all about the lace. And again, like my Liberty Lace socks, it's not a difficult pattern to follow. I can't say too much really without giving it away, but it's not a tricky lace to follow, so I'm sure you would enjoy it. So yeah, there we go. Good morning. I thought I'd put my striped sweater on today. First time I've worn it. So it is Saturday. Planning quite a quiet day today. The weather is a bit rubbish really. So Paul's just gone to pick up the shopping from Asda and go to the gym. So I've got some time to myself. I am going to sit and knit for a bit, maybe watch some Grey's Anatomy. I've just popped my after party socks up onto Ravelry. That is a free pattern. So I'd really like to be cheeky and ask that even if you don't want to knit them, please download them, because it would really help. It would get me nice and high in the Hot Right Now list, which, you know, feels really good, and it brings traffic to my Ravelry store, which is really good too. So please go and download those, the after party socks. Tonight is virtual flock, which is lovely. It's just going to be a quiz night tonight, which is very exciting. So I'm going to get myself a nice drink and some treats and sit down with my knitting and join in with that. So that'll be very exciting. And yeah, it's going to be a restful day, hopefully. So I hope you're having a nice Saturday too. And I shall speak to you later. Introducing the next sock in my Schitt's Creek collection. So this is the Johnny sock. Well, it's not going to be called that. This is based on Johnny. And obviously Johnny is very smart and business-like. So it needed to be quite a plain sort of sock. So I thought a knit and purl texture would be perfect. It's got this nice wide rib. And then this texture pattern, which will be mirrored on the other sock. It's a lovely, rhythmic, easy to memorize sort of knit, so it'd be really enjoyable. And I think it really reflects Johnny and his style. So I think this sock is going to be called the hashtag sock, because there's a famous quote from Schitt's Creek where Johnny says, hashtag, is that 2 words? And I thought that that was perfect. Also, it's kind of got a slightly hashtag sort of shape to the pattern, so I think that suits it. So this one's going out to test knitters at the end of this week, and I would hope to launch this kind of probably mid-June, I think. The yarn it's a second that Claire gave me, and I think it's an over dye because it's kind of not really one or another of their colours, although I think it should become one because it's really nice. It's kind of darker, more navy than scuba, but more teal than deep. So it's kind of a mixture, but it's beautiful and it's just right for this. It's kind of showing more blue on the camera really, but yeah, this is going to be a really nice knit. I still have a few spaces for test knitters on this one, so if you fancy a test knit that's just, this one's just going to be written and it's just knit and purl texture, do get in touch. The sizes are going to be 50, 60 or 70 stitches on this one. So yeah, get in touch on Instagram if you are interested. Good morning, happy Monday. I hope you all had a nice weekend. We had quite a nice quiet one. We didn't do a lot, but the weather was pretty rubbish and still limited with things to do until today, because today is the day that England reopens. So from now on, I can have visitors in the house, which makes such a difference because, you know, as well as the sort of weather constraints of meeting people outside, it can be really difficult for me to get comfy out there, so it does make my life a lot easier. I also found out that this week I should be able to put my COVID jab, which is really exciting too, and I'm just hoping that all of this means that hospital waiting lists might speed up as well, so please keep your fingers crossed for me. I really now desperately not only want this surgery, you know, because I wanted it all along, but I want it soon so that I'm well enough to go to Paul's sister's wedding at the end of June. So please keep your fingers crossed for me. Sorry, I just noticed that the cat is asleep in a very funny position over there. I'll stick a clip in if he's still in the same place when I finish chatting to you. So I'm planning a fairly quiet day today. I'm going to do a few jobs around the house. My cousin's coming to see me this afternoon, so that'd be really nice. And I'm going to work a bit on my sock design. I also want to get my West Yorkshire spinner socks off the needles because they're very nearly done, and I'm well done with those now. I'm also really keen to cast on a stripy pair of my hashtag socks, and I also want to start a test knit that I'm doing for Rachel. I also want to say a massive thank you for your support with the after party socks at the weekend. They went really, really well, and I actually made it to the first page of the Hot Right Now on Ravelry, which is just so exciting, and it's brilliant because it's brought me loads of new followers, and people have purchased my other patterns, which is really exciting, and it just blows my mind how many people have got that pattern and could possibly knit it now. So yeah, it's a real boost to my confidence at a tricky time, so thank you so much. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, get on over there now. So yeah, I should have a nice quiet knitty sort of day. I hope you have a nice start to the week, and let's hope that this sunny weather sticks with us. I thought I'd just show you a little bit more progress on my hashtag socks, because I've just cast on the second one. And this is kind of typical of designing a sock, because basically I've just sat early this morning when I got up. I sat and knit the cuff of this, got to the end, started the pattern, and where I was sort of fiddling around with the design, I realised that actually the cuff needed to be done differently, because I'm trying to do a design that's one way on the left foot and the other way on the right foot. So I ended up having to rip it right back and knit it again. But actually, I think if I was like following a pattern and I'd gone wrong, I'd be cross at having to do that. But when it's a design, I think this is part of the joy of designing, I think, is that when you come across a problem with that and you have to sort of think back or rip it out to make it right again, is actually really satisfying, because you feel like you've solved a problem, and you know you're one step closer to that pattern being the way, like, you know, perfectly the way you want it. So I didn't mind at all. So this sock is the second one, obviously. So I would hope that I'd have this done in a couple of days. It's quite nice and easy. I'm actually going to go upstairs now and write up the pattern ready for my testers, and yeah, quite happy with that one. So I promised I would talk a bit about my houseplants. This is my maidenhair fern, and he's been having a bit of a sad time, really. So, as demonstrated here. So I used to keep him upstairs in our third bedroom, which is like our office, and he just wasn't liking it. I kept it quite watered, as much as I could, because I knew they like to be quite damp. But the leaves started going, I don't know if you see here, quite like brown. So I thought it might have been because it wasn't kind of damp or humid enough. So I moved it to the bathroom. but it carried on, it sort of got worse in the bathroom. And then I realised that it actually was because of the light, because obviously this kind of plant would grow like on a forest floor. So it needs to be kind of fairly dark, just a little bit of indirect light, and quite damp and humid. So I've moved it down here, which is like a dark spot in our sort of northeast facing living room. And what I've also done is I've put it in a pot with some vermiculite to trap the moisture. And also there's a gap around in this big pot which also has vermiculite in it, just to keep it nice and humid. So I'm really hoping I can nurse it back to health, because I do love it. I love the way it moves, it's so pretty. So we shall see anyway. So I am absolutely promising you now that this is the last time you're going to see these as a whip. As you can see, I'm very nearly there on the second sock, so I am going to blast on with these today and try and get them finished before the day's out. I've quite enjoyed knitting them, but I am sick of them now. So I must say, as far as commercial yarn goes though, West Yorkshire Spinners is excellent. It's been a pleasure to knit with. And even though like this isn't a colourway that I would have chosen for myself, I've really enjoyed it. So it's all good. This stitch marker is marking the middle of the heel, so I can measure to the end of the toe. And it's so cute. Claire got me this from our lovely Lucy, who is a country bumpkin. Oh, hang on. She's Country Bumps on Instagram. I think she's Country Bumpkin Creates podcast. And she is, I think, Country Bumps or Country Bumps UK on Etsy. But she's lush, so you need to go and look. And she's got these really cool like sea glass stitch markers at the moment. So yeah, do go and have a look. But this one is so cute. Oh.
Desire leaves us heartbroken. It wears us out.
Only a little bit of progress on my no stripes sweater this week. It is so true what they say about stripes making things go quicker, because my last one just flew off the needles, like, because I just wanted to get on to the next colour and the next colour. So, you know, that's how much I've done since I split for the sleeves. I've not knit on it loads. I did work on it during Virtual Flock on Saturday night. It was perfect knit for that. And it is lovely to knit. It's very drapey and very soft. So I am really excited to have it, but just dragging a little bit. And I do just want to be knitting socks at the moment. So, yeah. So it's going a little bit slow at the moment, but I am on my second ball, which are 50 grams each. So the yarn's going really far. I've got 5. I'm still umming and ahhing whether to do 3/4 sleeves or short sleeves. I just can't decide. Sorry if you can hear a funny noise. It's Mufasa sticking his head in his bowl of crunchies. So yeah, that is my no stripes progress for this week. My yarn just arrived from Jules for our monthly mini sock swap. So she said it's a dandelion and dogwood, which is quite exciting because I've never knit with Amy's yarn before. Don't excuse my finger. That is because I've been knitting with dark blue yarn. I'm not dirty, honestly. Yes, it's really pretty. I'm going to cast that on in a bit. And look how cute this note card is. How sweet is that? Made me smile. There may have also been a chocolatey treat, which I can or cannot confirm. But there's no evidence of it, so there obviously wasn't a chocolatey treat. So I will get that cast on as quickly as possible. I'm about to start making my mini sock, and it's one of the things I get asked about most. So I thought I'd sort of take you along with me while I make it. So I don't use a pattern. All I do is I cast on 24 stitches, and I start with 8 rounds of 2x2 rib. So you can see I've just made a start on that. So I will show you, I'll carry on a bit and I'll show you what happens next. Once you've done the 8 rounds of rib, you just carry on in stockinette. This yarn is knitting up really pretty already. and I tend to go until it measures 12 centimetres from the cast on edge. So I will show you when I get to that point. So I've done 12 centimetres now. It's taken me about 20 minutes. So next I'm going to put the toe on, and I just do like a mini version of my normal toe. So I'll do that, and then I'll pick up for the heel and I will show you where I'm at. So toes in, and I've now picked up the stitches and cut the stitch ready for the afterthought heel. Again, I just do a few rounds really, it's so tiny. Just to point out at this stage, when I sew in the ends, I'm not making a massive effort to do it particularly well, because the plan is with mine that they're going to be some sort of artwork kind of thing. I'm going to put them in a frame, so it's really not worth the effort, and it's quite fiddly to sew in these ends. So yeah, that's what's happening with these. I will show you in a moment when it's finished. And there it is, all finished. So it took me about 40 minutes all told, and it's looking really sweet. I just thought I'd weigh it, show you how much yarn it takes. Less than 5 grams. Just, sorry, it's wiggling a bit because I got my leg pressed on the stool. Yeah, just short of 5 grams, so you only need the tiniest amount of yarn. I will just give this a really light block. I'll literally just soak it and then press it flat on the radiator to dry, and it just means it lies flat. It just means this little heel isn't so wiggly, but they're just so cute and they're so fun to make. They're quite satisfying. I thought next month probably what I'll do, seeing as we're halfway through the Rainbow Chronicles, I will do like a little roundup of the socks I made so far, and all the mini socks as well. I thought it would be a nice point to do that, and they are looking really nice. They're coming together as a real rainbow collection now, so I will do that sometime in June. I have got a rare evening in on my own because Paul's gone to football, so I'm just starting a new project. Now this is probably all you'll see of it for a little while, because it is a test knit, and I'm not sure how long it's going to be secret for. It's a really special test knit, I will just say, and it's a pair of shorty socks, and they've got a really lovely meaning to them. So that's what I can say at the moment, but I can't wait to share the details with you. They are in orange, which is also significant to the project. So I'm using this cone yarn that I showed last week. It is very woolly. It's not the softest, but I think it's going to be okay. And the stitch definition is really nice. These are going to be for my niece. It's her birthday in July, and orange is her favourite colour. So when I saw this pattern, I just thought of her. So really excited to crack on with these now. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at the pattern now, and then I'm also going to cast on another project which I'll share with you in a bit. It looks like it's a good week for new cast-ons. I've just cast on my next Dotty Wool Company Friends Club. This was March, so I'm a little bit behind. I'm trying to catch up. I don't want a big backlog of them. And I was going to cast on my hashtag socks, but it didn't quite work with the number of rows and the thickness of the stripes. So instead, I'm doing Jules's flossy socks. But it's kind of an approximation of, because Jules's pattern is toe up, and I obviously do cuff down. So I've just sort of slightly made up as I've gone along, tweaked it a bit so that it works top down, and it's working out really well. The width of the stripes, as you can see with the little textury pattern, is working really perfectly, so I'm really happy with that. It shines really cool. The colours are really unusual. This one is called Put the Book in the Fridge, which is the reference to when Joey is reading, is it Cujo? I think it is. I think it's Cujo. It's from series 3 anyway. The back, so you've got like the detail on the cuff, and then the back is just plain, so that's quite cool. You get to still really enjoy the stripes just with this little detail run down the side. It's a really nice knit so far, really enjoying it. And seeing as the orange yarn I'm knitting the other socks with is quite, well, it's not very soft, it's quite nice to knit with this lovely plump 80/20 sock yarn in between. So yeah, enjoying those. So that's me done for another week. It's been a quite productive week in terms of knitting. One final thing, that's going to be on the needles, or should I say the hook, next week. My Rainbow Chronicles have just arrived for, now what is this? July the blues. I think these are my favourites so far. Look at that. This is the colour I'm wearing to Paul's sister's wedding. I adore it. And this one here is so pretty. I love them all. They're definitely my favourite so far. I love them. So as soon as Paul goes to the gym later and the office is free, I'm going to wind these up ready to go. I was just fancying a bit of crochet too. So that was good timing. I'm thinking there won't be an episode next week. We've got 2 quite busy weekends coming up, so I don't think I'll get as much done or as much time to film. So I think I will film stuff over the next 2 weeks and put up an episode then. But just a quick reminder that the discount code for my Ravelry shop is still working until next weekend, and that is Liberty20 for 20% off. On Sunday the 30th of May, I will be launching my Sunrise Bebe socks, and there will be a discount code on my Instagram, so do check that out. But don't worry if you miss out on that, because I will do another code just for you guys on here. So yeah, that's me done. I will see you in a couple of weeks' time, when I will be vaccinated as well, so that's very exciting. And take care, look after yourselves, and keep doing those sunshine dances. I need some sun now. I'm fed up of the rain. All right, see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.